Hey, what's up guys? Thanks so much for checking out the video. Today I want to share with you guys a thing I should have done on the truck really from the beginning, and that is brakes. Specifically brakes that work with a wheel size of a 16-inch, because I really like 16s. I like the ratio of the wheel to tire as far as like the sidewall and all that. You can obviously do an even better brake upgrade with 17s, but if you guys have 16s out there, this is the best on the market. This is the best solution you can do. So this video is not going to be like a full step-by-step install. It's actually super easy because you use the factory caliper. So all this is rotors and pads, but it's the best that you can buy, and they're specifically designed for off-roading. Obviously you use them on the road too, but what I'm saying is they're really good for off-road and for heavy trucks. I've actually met d-liine a couple times, the owner of Powerbrake, through a couple different shows and everything. We finally connected again at the More Expo this year, and you know, I was just like, man, it's time that I do this. So anyway, we're gonna take these out, put them on the truck. Like I said, I'm not gonna do a whole step-by-step because all you're essentially doing is taking your wheel off. You're just busting loose the couple bolts that are on your caliper, hanging your caliper out of the way, putting the new rotor on, putting the pads in the caliper, bolting it all together. It's very simple. So I'm gonna show you guys what these look like right here. So this is the D-liine kit. So it fits Tacomas, FJs, and 4Runners between these years. Again, these are the factory size, so these are a 16-inch. This is really gonna be awesome, and again, easy to put on, and they're really not terribly priced for what they are. So let's get one of these. So yeah, I think I've already opened this one. So you got your calipers, or sorry, your brake pads right here, and I am told that these actually have a really long life on them. So it's not like, you know, you get these nice this nice upgrade and it just wears out quickly. It's not the case. And then here's the rotor. So the slots obviously help the like as it goes around and rotates, it creates a new fresh layer on that pad, so you get maximum grip. What's cool about these is they're paint marked for different, well, I'm assuming it's paint, for different temperatures. What's really cool about this is you can drive and do your normal stuff and do your normal braking, and you can actually see how hot these get. And I forget the scale exactly, but there'll be like a white dot or something that will always stay there, and it'll show you the max temperature that you reached. And these will go up to like something like 1100 degrees. I may have that wrong, but I mean the standard ones are probably like half that. So you can really put a lot of heat on these pads, or on these rotors and pads, and they'll perform very, very well. Very, very excited about this. Like I said, my truck is super heavy. Normally I have the canopy on the back. And if you have like an FJ or something, or a 4Runner, then you're gonna have, you know, 4 of these. But I have drums in the rear, so this is gonna be a dramatic improvement. Another thing to keep note of is most of your braking in any vehicle is up front. Something like 75%, something like that, comes from the front, just because of, you know, that's just how it kind of nosedives when you brake. Even if you just have the money to do the fronts, I would say do it and then wait to do the rears, because this is just going to be a drastic improvement. Anyway, Powerbrake, you guys have probably seen them. They are an incredible company. They're a family-owned company from South Africa. They specifically make 4-wheel drive brakes, so you know that these guys are really know what they're doing. All right, we got the tires off here, and wanted to show you guys what I have on now. So these are not OEM, obviously. These are, I believe these are Power Stop, and I got these from Amazon. But you can tell that they are drilled and slotted. Well, I knew this going into it, that drilled will probably get caked in mud, and as you can tell, there's definitely mud in here, and it spreads all over the pads, gets caked in here. So won't have that on these new ones. And I've also heard that when you drill these, they can introduce cracks right here. If you you know, get them real hot and then go do a water crossing or something, which I have probably done more water crossings. I mean, I live where we have so many, and that's never been the case for me. I don't see any cracking on any of these. All right, giving you guys a little status update. So I have the driver's side out. These are the Power, I believe it's right here, Power Stop Extreme, and I got these on Amazon. And they were like, I don't know, 175 bucks. Honestly, pretty good price. Man, I'm fairly happy with how these performed, like while I had them. Definitely better than OEM. I guess I've been used to driving with just a heavy truck because I start braking like way before anybody else. Here is the Powerbrake. You can see they are the same size. It's gonna fit the 16. There's the pads. Nice ceramic pads. I didn't really wear down that much. I mean, let's see, probably about half here. So not too bad. So Powerbrake wants you to clean the hub really well. And I should have showed it before, but this is much better. You know, just some rust kind of builds up on here, but everything's pretty smooth still. So I'm gonna go over it one more time and clean it a little bit better. And then we will slap the new rotor on there, put the pads right here, and bolt it back. And that's this side done. All right, guys, here's a little update. Got this side done. I had to run to the store because I have a brake spreader here, a brake pad spreader, but I don't have a double caliper spreader or a way to do 2 pistons. So yeah, I just had to go to the store and get that done, but she's in, looks good. Literally just got to bolt this wheel on and we're done on this side. Okay, I'm all hot and sweaty, but we got them on and we're just gonna take a little drive. Obviously, when you put new pads and rotors, you need to break them in. There's like a bed-in process. Powerbrakes is to drive a couple 100 miles just kind of normally, and don't do any super light, long braking, but kind of medium to heavy braking. Yeah, I'm just gonna literally go around the neighborhood just a little bit and make sure everything is operating just fine. I think I'm gonna do a separate like video maybe another week or so later after this and give you kind of my initial impressions. Rather than giving you my impressions when they're not even bedded in yet.
6 months later.
All right, it has been almost exactly 6 months since I installed the brakes. And I didn't want to just end the video there, so I wanted to give you guys my real thoughts in 6 months. And I didn't want to get like super excited right when I put them on and have like this placebo effect. You know, I really wanted to test it over the 6 months and see if I could notice it without thinking about it, if that makes sense, the braking. So I went on, I don't know, several wheeling trips in different conditions. Super wet and rainy, like terribly wet and rainy for like several days in a row. And then some hot stuff like in the Ozarks. Been driving around in the cold too. I haven't done anything super cold. But I think the heat's gonna affect the brakes more than anything. I wanted to drive fully through summer and through fall, and then now we're into winter right now. I will say hands down, these are great. For the price, for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think that these are the best brakes you can get for the Toyotas, for the Tacoma, while keeping the same size. You know, obviously if you do a big brake kit and replace the actual calipers with 6 piston or whatever, then you're getting into the actual brakes of the truck. But this again is just rotors and pads. And I think that is the best option out right now. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but just generally, I think that's kind of known that they make the best option for a 16-inch wheel. So during the break-in period, I'll say that the first like few days to me, it felt like they were okay. Like I didn't really notice a difference right when I got them, but I gave it some grace because it was gonna break in or whatever. And then I just drove the truck and I honestly kind of forgot about it for a while. And there was actually a couple close calls. I never locked up the brake. I modulated it like pretty good. A couple close calls, dude, on the highway going to work. And I could definitely tell how much the truck nosedived. Where previously, you know, it just wouldn't have that initial hard bite at the beginning of the brake. My old brakes just, you had to be kind of steady on them. But these just grab. That's why I noticed my front end like really slam down and compress. So for one, they grab quicker, I think. And then for the heat, it's hard to tell. Like I definitely think it holds heat way more. It's hard for me to tell because I haven't been to like Colorado and these mountain passes. on these brakes. Definitely have before, but not on these brakes to test how long I can do a descent. There are some pretty windy hills and stuff that go down for a long time, and I've rode the brakes. I mean, this truck's so heavy. I feel like they're fine. They're definitely not warped or anything like that. There's no burn spots. I have noticed like not a bad amount, but definitely more brake dust on my wheels. So it's just something I have to clean a little bit more. It's nothing like my car brakes right here. These are super fast brakes. I think if you plan on not doing a big brake kit, which it's several $1,000s more than this is pretty cheap relatively, but if you don't plan on doing one of those, this is great. It's a perfect option. I think braking is something that I mean it definitely is something I overlooked. You know, I did a little bit of a brake upgrade, but not this much. Brakes are one of those things that's like not cool until you drive it, and actually your truck is so like filled with mods that it's kind of a burden, you know, so the brakes don't skimp out. I think they're good. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. Honestly, they're great. Like, they are great. If I had to rank like a 1 through 10, I guess like 6-month review on, you know, all things considering, this is the stock pistons and all that. For just a brake caliper, or sorry, a brake rotor and pad upgrade, I'd give these like 8 out of 10. I mean, I don't know what would be much better besides replacing the entire caliper. But they're great, man. Installed easy. It's just like a regular brake job. Nothing fancy. But I really do recommend them. I really do. Not just saying that. I think it's pretty smart. No matter how heavy your rig is, really. I mean, it's a much better upgrade, especially on Tacoma where they only have disc brakes in the front. Nuts. Send me a comment down below if there's something I didn't address in this video. I always tend to forget stuff like that. Send me a comment though, and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later.